There was something I had to check up on. Like, what do you mean? Never mind. You two. Okay, Hiro Kyoko. New rule. You're gonna speak up and say info no matter what the case is. Because you are not giving us shit this whole entire episode. Y'all better give us some information before this class trial or Hello everybody, I am Eric's Trouble. Welcome back to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Let's get ready for this class trial, you guys. Let's get ready. That's why I started the intro like that. Because I can already tell it's gonna be a lot. So in this episode, we're gonna investigate Hifumi's death, and we are gonna find out who Hifumi's killer is during this long class trial. So get ready for a long episode. If you guys haven't yet, please make sure you subscribe and like this video, and let's start this long episode. All right, the investigation, y'all. So okay, let's click on his dead body. It can't really be, can it, that Hifumi is... Anyway, before I do anything, I have to confirm what I saw. Alright, let's see. Let's talk to them. Confirm what you saw. What do you mean? Another hammer? Justice Hammer 3. And it's even bigger than the other two. Just as I suspected, one strike from that and you are finished. Then the killer. There can be no doubt the suspicious individual. Going by what Hifumi called him, the culprit must be Robo-Justice. Whoever's hiding in that costume is the one that killed Hifumi. But wait, you saw him on the 3rd floor, right? Running back into the hall? So how did he end up in the nurse's office? You're not saying they, like, teleported or something, right?
Are you okay with this?
We can figure that part out later. Right now, we have to tell the others. You're right.
So
then shall we go? Hina, snap out of it. Huh? Are you okay, Hina? Sorry, I'm not sure I can move right now. I'm feeling kinda... This is a problem. We can't just leave Hina here alone. Okay, I'll go get everyone. You stay here with Hina. Alright, very well. I leave it to you then. Okay, I'll be back soon. I tried to sound confident and upbeat, but I still hadn't stopped trembling from what I just been through. Ugh. Everyone else is already on the 3rd floor. I have to hurry. Alright, this is where everyone was chasing after this suspicious individual. Where was he headed? Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. He ran off going further down the hallway. Wait into the back of the hallway? The back of the hallway. Wait, this back of the hallway? Back of the hallway. I don't know. The back of the hallway. I leaped through the doorway, and when I did, I found another nightmare. The second nightmare of the day was waiting there to greet me. What? What? Oh my god! Are y'all serious? Are y'all dead ass? You're dead ass. Taka's dead. There in the pool of his own blood was Taka dead. We have 2 dead. We have Hifumi, Taka. So now we have 2 murders to investigate. 2. Okay. Alright. Oh my god. This is wild, yo. Hifumi's body discovered in the nurse's office. Taka's body discovered in the equipment room. I was witness to 2 nightmares on one right after another. No, they weren't nightmares. This is harsh reality. I didn't expect Taka to die, yo. I did not. The true nightmare is this reality, the reality I have to face every day. But still. Why is this happening? No one's talking. The floor is covered in Taka's drying blood. Okay, the hammer. So we have another hammer. Yep. Now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too? Oh, okay, I didn't see her there. Is she dead too? Toko? Don't tell me Toko too. No, I think she fainted because she saw the blood, right? Relax, she just passed out when... Yeah, she saw the blood. Okay. The blood? Oh, that's right. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood, huh? We tried everything to get her to wake up, but no luck. Just leave her be for now. Alright, it's like he said, I should just leave her alone for now.
However...
But why is it Justice Hammer 4? Huh, what do you mean? Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2, but this time it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3? Huh.
What?
What's the matter? Well, when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me.
What?
Out with it. Do you know something? Actually, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too.
What? Hey!
Hifumi's been killed? Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we'd better go check it out.
Damn.
Of course, come on. 2 murders, y'all. There's been 2 deaths. So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. But as soon as we were out of the physics lab... Oh, Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office? Something has come up. Yeah, I heard Hifumi is dead, right?
Indeed.
Well, that is not all. It is gone. What's gone? What's gone? It has disappeared. Disappeared? Hifumi's body has... What? What are you talking about? It's disappeared? Don't be ridiculous. Did someone move the body? Did the killer move the body? Are you serious?
What?
What the heck is happening here? Everyone, back to the nurse's office. You're telling me? Alright. I practically leaped down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office completely out of breath. And he's gone. Yep. Just like Celeste said. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hifumi's body was there just a few minutes earlier. It's just disappeared. And Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back,
Indeed.
this must be the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. We must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear.
Why?
First, there were 2 murderers. Or murders. And now one of the bodies has been taken. This is unnatural.
Huh?
Hold on. What do you mean 2 murderers? Taka.
Hina.
Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
It can't be. Taka too? It can't be. It can't be.
No!
Yeah.
Hina.
Hina, calm down. We're all gonna die, all of us. They're gonna kill all of us. Then who might the next target be, Toko? Huh?
What?
I completely forget. She's still unconscious in the equipment room. You left her at the scene of the crime? We didn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up.
Huh?
So she is still unconscious?
Damn.
Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why? That annoying little insect that clings to me wherever I go, we'd be better off without her.
Bastard!
Calm down. You forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me. Everyone, stop fighting. Right now, we need to hurry back.
Huh?
I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die.
Damn.
Byakuya, if something's happened to Toko, I'll never forgive you. He doesn't care. He does not care. We shot out of the nurse's office and bolted up to the stairs, heading back to the 3rd floor. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed, and when we got there, is the body gone too? Oh, where's Taka's body? Toko. But, wait, I don't see Taka's body. But right away, I noticed there was something very different here. His body's gone. It's gone. It was gone. Taka's body, which should have been right there, had disappeared. Okay, who is messing with us right now? Who is? This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? No, it's not all a hallucination. I know, I saw it before, and what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
What are you saying? Taka disappeared too?
Stop talking.
Their both bodies were moved somehow. Stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did this had hidden the body. Yeah, obviously. But why would they do that? I couldn't possibly begin to imagine. Anyway, our costumed suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us.
Not possible.
Oh, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Huh?
Why? Think about it. Who could possibly be responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies?
Well...
When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the 3rd floor.
It is so.
After that, we split up into 2 groups. And now this time, you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only ones who could have done this are Hiro and Kyoko, who are still missing. Hold on a second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us. You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love? That's not it at all.
That's fine.
Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi.
Let's see.
Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro. Which further means there will be no more murderers. The regulations are very clear about that. Oh, that's right. There's a rule that says you can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
That's right.
As long as that rule is in place, there will not be a 3rd murder. If they were to break that rule, mince y'all without a second thought. Mince y'all grind y'all. All right. But by the way, did you know that fish paste can also refer to shellfish, like shrimp or crabs? Bear. All right, indeed.
Let's see.
So since 2 people have been killed, there is no possibility of any more.
Perhaps.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Byakuya? Which means you knew Toko was never in danger. I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though.
In other words.
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, the only one who could have done it is Hiro. But is he really the killer? You know, I don't know. It could be Hiro. But I think there's more to it. It could not be him because we're just now accusing him and we're just now starting this investigation. So it could be obvious. Like, it's too obvious. So that's why I could be leaning to someone else. I don't know who, but someone else. I don't know. And what about Kyoko? If she's not involved in this case, where does she go?
What?
Hey, Makoto, what's the matter? Huh? Oh no, it's nothing. Whatever, we need to find those bodies, or our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then...
Very well. Then let us split up and begin searching.
But...
there is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case. I know that. I think I do, but if you're still nervous, I'll come with you.
Huh?
Okay, thank you. No need to thank me. Then let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Byakuya left the equipment room followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies. I don't know where. It could, well, not there. So, the 2 missing bodies. Are they all in the same room or are they separate? Let's go in here. Okay, so that's locked. The door must be locked, yeah. It's stuck to you. Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? I don't know.
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Oh my god. Alright. Celeste. Can't be popping up like that, girl. Makoto.
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean?
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository. Oh, it's in the repository. I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go ahead. Alright. Their bodies were in the repository. So, that's back in the art room. Let me see. Okay, are the bodies here somewhere? So is it in this store? Is that the... Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. It was locked before, y'all. It was locked before. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw... their bodies. Alright. The 2 bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. When I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered.
So,
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Is this the announcement for the 2 dead bodies or for Taka's body? Because we found Hifumi's body first. I don't know. And so here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right. Just hand it over already. Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Alright. Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know? Right.
That's terrible!
Dead, gone forever, they're never coming back. Awful, this is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
I know. Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been Hifumi What? But this wasn't a movie. You're telling me he opened his eyes? This is not a fairy tale. He's not gonna freaking open his eyes. He's not. Oh my god. You're joking me.
He's alive again?
You're joking me.
Where am I?
Are you dead ass? Wait.
So
Okay, first question. Who did this to you?
Hifumi! Wake up!
That's right.
You're alive?
I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything.
Okay, tell us who did this to you.
Before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The lights reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Hey,
Yo.
Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me?
Yes.
That's right. I remember their name.
Oh, don't close your eyes right now.
Yasuhiro.
So, hero. I don't think it's that easy. Before the class trial, the killers revealed... No, that can't be it. I don't know. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. What? Oh, he died again. Great. Absolutely undeniable death. Alright. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right? Which is hero. Yeah. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what hero is?
What is this?
I don't know. If it's true, I can't figure him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends?
That's fun.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time, it's not all that life or death, the trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Investigate! Alright. First, I'd better check the Monokuma file, alright. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimahiro. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could. Anyway, maybe.
Well,
there's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Kyoko? Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an... oh, that's true. They could have an accomplice. That is true. An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here? Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which,
I like
the bear. If
can
there
speak
is
for
an
me, dude.
accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So
Yeah.
in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone
Oh,
would work together,
Mondo!
right?
In other words,
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, I can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder.
phew.
Only one blackened can graduate, and the accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true Blackened. So just one person?
Well now.
That's enough for explanation. Alright. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. So there can only be one Blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. Right. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However,
as long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation. Ow.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible, but for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? Hiro, you mean? I'm talking about the murderous fiend. Oh.
What?
I'm offended. Did you? I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl?
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why did you gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what, I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
so then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear.
Then that's that. Let's begin. Alright. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me. But I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Monokuma file has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay, let's look at the mallets. There are hammers of all different sides hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Huh. Did someone wash it recently? Huh. Spotless hammer. Alright. Let's look at Taka's body. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tar blade out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp has been added. Alright. Okay, let's go to Hifumi. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third floor, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head, probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? What? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. What? What? That's it, his glasses. When his glasses was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. Oh. And right now it's not. Why? But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? That's weird. Hifumi's glasses, alright, has been added. Okay. It's a dolly, it doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. Oh, it's a blood stain on it. So that might be used to move the bodies. Probably. So there's blood on the wheel on the dolly. I think that was used to move Hifumi, since he's so big. But I don't know about Taka. I don't know. So there's blood on the wheel on the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? To move the bodies, maybe. It's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from the inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. The door can be locked from the inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository, so that certain someone... Alright. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh? Well, when it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Indeed.
Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. And when you got back, the body was gone? We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Celeste's account... Alright. Let's look at the hammer then. Justice Hammer 3. The one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body, but left the weapon behind. Let's see. Just a normal trash can. Wait, there's something inside. Oh! It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. Oh. Was that used to clean the glasses? And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood. Yeah.
Oh.
Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
A cleaning cloth? And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe some blood, the glasses. Hifumi's glasses. But who would need to do something like that? And I'm wondering why they would clean off his glasses for. I just want to know. I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me either, but I think it might be important. Glasses cleaning cloth has been added. Alright. Confusing. What's over here? A refrigerator. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. It doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. Alright, some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. So a body was moved. For sure. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. Equipment room bloodstain. Yeah, but even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with the dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. That's still a total mystery. Something's fishy. And you know what? So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have... I wanted to thank you for what you did. You wanted to thank me? Byakuya? Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this a little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. You know what? I was just about to do that before he came up. I was gonna say I should talk to Hero and get some info because he seems suspicious, very suspicious right now. So I'm gonna talk to him. Oh, and let me give you this. Oh, meet in the dining hall. A letter? This is the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship, don't know how to say that. Penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow ever more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt, so I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
Oh, you better. You better. Just a Hero's message. Let's go to Hero's room. It's where I was gonna go in the first place before Byakuya showed up. The door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. What you doing, Hero? Are you in here? This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where'd he even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up, right? Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? That's right. Let's see. There's a lot to look at. What are these? Boxes? I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something and... He's looking very suspicious. Very. He has a drawing of the Robo Justice costume thingy. He's looking mighty suspicious. Although, I do think it's too obvious that it's him, so I'm leaning towards someone else as the killer, so it might not be him, but he does seem suspicious, and that is no lie. Some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bothers me. Have the arms bend like this? Robo... What do you mean? Okay, that's been added. Oh! Y'all keep popping up out of nowhere. Y'all need to stop. Makoto, big news, big news! What's wrong? We found Kyoko. What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
Just a second.
Robo Justice showed up too. Oh, Robo Justice? It's Hero wearing the costume.
Okay.
Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the 2nd floor. To think Hero and Kyoko would turn up at the same time? Suspicious! Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran out to the 2nd floor as fast as I could. Although I do think Kyoko wouldn't do it though, because it wouldn't be her case-related thing. Kyoko, where were you?
I mean...
I have the worst... What? Hero? Okay, Hero. Speak up!
Huh? Oh, hey,
Yeah, duh,
Hero.
who else would I be? That's a good question.
Huh?
What? Why do I look like this? Stop playing with me. Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? What was it? The Illuminati? Oh my god. Hero. Hero. Huh? Did the Illuminati come along and remodel me in the sleep? Hero. Okay. You better get... Speak up! Speak up! Alright. Alright. Kyoko.
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean!
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, cares my face or something.
What?
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. You too. Okay, Hero Kyoko. New rule. You're gonna speak up and say info no matter what the case is. Because you are not giving us shit this whole entire episode. Y'all better give us some information before this class trial or... Never mind. Kyoko. You hid the fact that Chihiro was a boy, and we had to take a break, waste our time to find out that Chihiro was a boy when we could have saved a lot of time if you would have said at the class trial that Chihiro had a freaking penis. So, what are you hiding now? We need information, okay? Alright?
hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hero, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. You better be telling the truth that you have no idea, because you're mighty suspicious. 1 second, I was asleep. Don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up, and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
Let me out of here!
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
Got it all wrong!
I didn't make the stupid freaking thing.
it would seem...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help them. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hero out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Okay. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero? Right?
So then...
More to the point, nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a second.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
Is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true, I saw the blueprints myself. I did too.
Could it be...
Then it's obvious the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone
That's terrible!
was Hero. Shall we tie him up and gag him? No.
Just the worst.
Good idea, we wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up? Hold on guys, I think that's going a little too far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean... Attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You kill them.
Please.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think he is telling the truth. I think he is telling the truth, and I think that the killer is someone else among us, and they're putting it out all on Hero. But that doesn't explain the Robo Justice, so I don't know. That's where I'm confused at. So, moving on.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costume attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume. Oh.
Huh.
Alright.
See? Look. See how loose it is? I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
Okay. In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. It's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See? I told you it was impossible. You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hero's body exactly.
But...
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same but fits different. But fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Robo Justice costume has been added. Hey, Makoto, what is it? Well, 2 people were killed, Taka and Hifumi. What, 2 people?
Just
Yes.
the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it. I did not. Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed...
How about that?
That's it. I know who did it.
So then,
Who? I mean, you may as well tell us then. Might be wrong. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least 30%
Which means
right.
Alter Ego or Chihiro must have... No. What the hell?
correct.
I see, that's unfortunate.
Please.
Huh? Unfortunate? Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
Oh, so
I know. That note. Notes? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room. Then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. You could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Huh?
Really? I told you someone's trying to set me up. No, that's what I'm thinking too. So I'm thinking too, but still doesn't explain the Robo Justice costume. Unless they built it themselves to make it fit only Hero, so that way they can frame him. So I guess if that's true, then it sounds like they've been planning this way beforehand. I don't know. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my pocket.
No way.
Looks like of course. Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with that, what you claim. But if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? We're serious? Yasuhiro's account. Alright. Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Right. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. It's too obvious, Hina. It's too early still. We don't know. We don't know.
What the heck?
Why did you kill them? Or why did you kill them? Tell us, Hiro. No, it's like
Just the worst.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke and that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna be hearing their accusations. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time. Alright, yeah.
Photo.
Yes, I have a second. Are you gonna tell me information, Kyoko? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No, what do you mean no? What are you hiding, Kyoko? What can you possibly be hiding that is, like, so not important to tell me right now? Like, what are you hiding? To reject me so simply.
Anyway,
I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay.
shall we go?
Thanks. Alright.
Hey,
So Makoto, first I like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer? Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay then, show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Repository. Second floor. So it's on the third floor. Which is over here. Let's go up there. Okay, and it's all the way over here. And it's in here. Okay. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
so then,
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. The, Robo Hammer. Her movements were so smooth, she was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Makoto, I found something. You did? You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand? He did? Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
So then,
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving. It's most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are froze at just past 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Ow. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
that's right.
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Hey you, how long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that. Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Broken wristwatch. Okay.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right, there's something right in there. Can you try and pry it out? Me?
Because...
As already said, and boys are better suited to the kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's... The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist. A paper? A piece of paper. Hey. Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
Is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
So then...
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. Okay. Let's check Hifumi's. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here the repository, all the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most... Okay. So, did you find anything? I did, more than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper.
That's right.
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden.
Indeed.
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see. In his pants? Wait, so you...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey.
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like, it better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Oh, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Was that written for Hiro? I think Hiro said something like that. What was written on his note for him. I don't know.
So...
That sounds very familiar. That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth, like I said.
However...
Although, it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door, and here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet up in the rec room at 1 a.m. Oh, the time's different. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m., but the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Is that right?
Hold on, just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
So...
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. So, was Hifumi planning to kill Taka? Did he Did he kill Taka? Because Taka's watch was broken a little past 6 a.m. which made the watch to stop working. So, before Hifumi died, did he kill Taka? I don't know. There's some meaning to the part of it being ripped. Could you maybe explain it a little more? Think carefully.
Hey.
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
So then...
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become more scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. That the note Hifumi had been added.
Hey.
And while we're at it, I should tell you another thing. What? The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
Is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand. But if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind. A handbook has been added. Class trial! Let's get this out of the way and find out who Fumi's and Taka's killer was.
Excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
Wonderful.
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest. Alright, let's go. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
There's two Monokuma? What? He's multiplied?
Wrong.
Not multiplication, it's just... It looks that way because it's an illusion. I'm moving so fast it looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? Right, let's just get this class trial over with.
Boy!
You're not playing along. I don't care, Monokuma. We're not here to play with you.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then, if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the plane, train, or elevator. I'll see you guys down there. The clinking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Here we are again. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. You know, I just realized that too. There is not much of us left.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What?
Do you really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me, of course I'm going to start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes, I would like to sign.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
I don't think it
Don't
was
try and
him.
deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was
think he
asleep
was
the whole
Frank.
time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
It's too obvious right now. I don't think it was him.
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay. Make your argument. It's the hero's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough. that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Okay, let's see. I mean, looking at the blueprint, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hero's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you
Let's shoot
are
at that.
the culprit.
Shoot. Okay.
It's not true. It's a
Hero, why?
no. Just hold on a second.
Okay, let's see.
Everything we found in your room,
Okay.
the blueprints, the suit
Shoot at
parts,
it.
they are all proof
Shoot!
enough that you
Are you-
the
bro.
culprit.
It's not true. It's
Hero, why?
no. Just hold on a second.
Okay, let me...
Everything we found in your room,
Yes.
the blueprints, the suit
Okay,
parts,
shoot at it. There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Good thing I didn't lose, like, the hearts, for that.
Sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet
Yeah,
up
you know, I
after
noticed
all
that
three
too.
disappeared. The
handwriting.
handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
I really don't think it's him.
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
See? You see? It's not just me.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Could be.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
I mean, I don't know off the bat. Of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. Hero.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
Right.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
Oh. Okay. I know why. Cause when when Hina tried it on, she said that you can't bend. You can't bend. Yeah. Something like that.
That's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Yes.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around!
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular
The dolly.
items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
The dolly. The things that were used to move Taka's body is the dolly.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body. The tarp?
I got it!
Okay.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So let's see if I can explain.
Okay.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yeah.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, They wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
The dolly had blood on it.
Same thing.
On the wheel.
I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared,
so did the dolly. And it left the blood track.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
it was in the...
So did the dolly.
Yeah.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Yes.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Oh, I'm sure I'm not mistaken. It makes perfect sense.
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Right.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Well, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository, a new element has been added. How many elements can we do? Like, how many? How many? Starting with this next bullet, like, all of these buttons, like, most of these buttons I'm using for these elements on this damn class trial. Like, I don't have much buttons left to, like, anyway, let's move on. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the triangle button won't be enough to handle them. Now, it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the square button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the square button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the square button now has a function along with the X and square buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. Okay, so mine is set to gentle, so I don't have to reload. Good. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. I still don't get this, though. Hold on. Okay.
You have it wrong! I cannot agree! You are a fool.
Okay, wait.
So pathetic.
Okay, just like last time.
Lies will get you nowhere.
Don't worry about reloading. Oh, shoot.
Do your worst. Away with you!
Bam, boom, boom, boom,
wretch.
boom,
You had
boom,
it wrong.
bam, boom, 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 boom,
I
boom,
cannot agree.
boom, boom, bam, boom, 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 boom,
Lies
boom,
will get you
boom,
nowhere.
boom, ooh, 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 bam, boom, boom, oh, miss, ooh,
You miserable
okay,
wretch.
right, yeah, boom, yes, okay,
You had it wrong!
okay, get that out, right there, final strike,
I cannot
no,
agree.
shoot at
This
that,
should
there we
prove
go, there we go. I missed a couple.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly
Yep,
in the
there we go.
repository,
Blood stain.
One of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository.
Right.
So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jesus, Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Robo Justice costume. Alright.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem.
Wait.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
Okay. The dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you'd have to be able to bend over. Okay, so I know where it should at. Okay, I know.
As we know,
Okay,
Taka was
let's
killed in the
skip
end
forward.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped then loaded it onto the dolly.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't...
Well, yeah, but even without it, all you'd have to
Okay,
do
let's
is
shoot at
bend
that.
over.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
The costume, you can't bend.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like
Right.
that?
What do you mean?
You can't
Back
bend.
to what you
in
said
that
when we were
costume.
all checking out the suit together.
Yeah. I'm blind as a bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet,
But you can't
but you
bend.
can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Right.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take it off yourself. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off. You can't take it off by yourself.
I got it!
Hero had to get
I don't
help.
think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
I don't know what's happening with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Yeah.
That's
You need
true.
help getting it off.
It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Nope.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Correct.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
I have not forgotten.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
I don't know.
Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that
Right.
conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Okay.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
Alright.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the
Right.
line. If this is what it takes,
We have to do it,
do
yep.
it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Right. Exactly what I'm saying.
All right then, let's take
We're
another
on the
look
same
back at
level,
what happened.
Hina.
I suppose we could start with this morning.
Okay.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
Right.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Right.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was walking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
What was that? That came from downstairs. Must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body had disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Yep. And then Taka's body was disappeared, too. This can't be happening. Aren't we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that
Taka's
now
body
Taka's
had
body
also-
had also gone
Yep.
missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Found it in the repository.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay. Monokuma file number 3.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if, or perhaps it was after.
We already know
Can
what
I
order
shoot?
they were killed in. Taka
Oh
came
no.
last.
Okay.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of
This?
the Justice
Shoot.
Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was
Alright.
killed with Justice Hammer 3,
Oh no.
while Taka's death came from a swing
Okay,
of
I'm just
Justice
pressing
Hammer
buttons,
4.
yo.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Do I need to use the truth? Hold up. Maybe this way.
So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
Let me see.
We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the number.
It's true that
While Taka's death came
See? So it's obvious.
Okay, let me
Taka
read
came
this
after.
again. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but were they really used in that order? Okay, so
Regarding Taka's
maybe.
death, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Oh dang it.
What makes you say
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's
Ugh.
death.
See?
Okay, hold up.
So
Hold
it's
up.
obvious.
This is
Taka
taking
came
too long.
after.
This is taking too long. Okay, so what if I do
wonder
this?
if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say
Because of the numbering of
Numbering.
the Justice Hammer.
It's
Okay.
true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Wait.
So,
Regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were.
There?
No,
Okay.
it's wrong.
Something was telling me the truth bullet. Since, like, none of my aims were, working.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then.
That's what I thought,
Let's see the
too.
proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. Oh, it says Hangman? Okay. Please don't be difficult. Wristwatch. Wristwatch. I need an eye. I need an eye. I. Okay, S. Need an S. S. So T, R. Need an R. R. No, wristwatch. A. Need an A. Sorry. A, T, H. Okay. There we go.
Now I understand. I've got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
it must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey, you, how long were you gonna keep up? Oh, yeah. Can you check this time? It was 10
So
o'clock
if
p.m.
it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Yep.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
So did Hifumi kill him?
And
I don't
before
know.
Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Okay. What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Right.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together,
Right.
while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Right.
Then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established,
She was passed
out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Okay.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
Right.
And according
So
to
if
what
it wasn't
Celeste
a
said,
dolly, we could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. And the nurse's office and the repository room is on 2 separate floors. So there's no way they would have gone into the repository room on time. It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the 3rd,
right,
in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What?
What?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Oh, you know what? Hifumi was still alive. I'm just now thinking that. So yes, he was alive. I didn't think about it though. Or maybe I just thought he was unconscious or something. I don't know. So that makes sense. He was alive.
The dead body moved on its own?
He was alive after all.
No!
And that's the only explanation.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead,
but he was actually
perhaps
alive.
in reality, he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out
I mean,
of the
you know,
nurse's
Hina,
office,
he talked to you.
but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps
He talked to
was
you.
simply playing dead.
Oh, playing dead?
That it isn't possible.
I thought he was just unconscious and just woke up and then died. I don't know. That idea that Hifumi was still alive, it is really possible. Is it really possible? This is just broken wristwatch. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Let me see. I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still...
No, if Hifumi was dead,
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery and Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Can I shut that?
And
No?
that
Okay.
is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe
Let me
the
shut
announcement
this.
was
Let's see
intended
if that
to signal
works.
someone
No?
else's discovery.
Shoot!
Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a
Is it
chance
this?
he was actually still alive?
Fuck! Okay.
Shoot!
Okay, hold up. Hold up.
Are you saying that when we first found there's a chance he was actually still
Let's
alive?
no. If Hifumi was dead,
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery and Hifumi's dead body had been found.
That didn't work either? Bro! Okay, maybe I need to do a truth bullet. I need to do...
Are you
okay,
saying
hold on.
that when we first found there's a chance he was
no.
Let's see.
Hifumi was dead,
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why...
Are we really maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, let's... Okay.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No. If Hifumi was dead,
And you know that... Surely you heard the body discovered Hifumi's dead body had been...
There we go.
No!
Jesus, man, that scared the crap out of me. I had like 2 hearts left. Holy
Was
shit.
the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Not gonna lie, you guys, I did not know that part.
Maybe. But that was also the same
my
time
God.
that Taka's body was found.
That's right.
That was too
It
difficult.
wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that
What?
it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
What?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
The second body discovery announcement, the first time it played, was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And the second time was when, just after Hifumi came back to life. Yeah, just... Oh wait, when bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
A body has been discovered after a certain amount of time. Yeah.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So when we
So was
found
that
Hifumi
Taka's
the first
body
time
that
in
was
the nurse's
discovered?
office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
So it was Taka's body. That, okay.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
The glasses? The glasses!
Because he was super good at playing dead!
He wiped the blood off his glasses.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Oh, really?
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. His glasses. The cloth. The cloth. Hifumi's glasses. There we go.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Yeah.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Right.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
Then, was he really still alive?
Of course not. It is impossible.
Okay. I think I know where to shoot at. So,
Well, here's one
skip
thing.
through
The
it
first time we found him, and then his body
Celeste.
And the next time it was in.
But when you compare his body before, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was
let's
no
shoot at
notable
that.
difference.
Bam. There we go.
No, it's wrong! In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
Yep, his
glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Sure.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
And when we found him
But
in
when
the
we found him
repository,
again later in the repository,
it was cleaned off.
they were spotless.
Yes.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
So it makes sense now, because at first I was so confused. The cloth. Let's see. The cloth.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean, and the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead
Oh, and
using a
yeah.
tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
She
Then
has
there's
glasses.
no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And it must have been him.
That he was still alive.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's
Explains.
office.
It explains
He pretends
the
to
whole.
be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see.
Yeah, it explains
Then
everything.
he stands up and walks
Well, not
out
everything.
on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead,
I'm trying to figure out if he
with all
killed
that
Taka.
was it paint or something?
We did find, what was it, blood? Like, I don't know, like blood in the refrigerator? So maybe that was used for that. I could be wrong, I don't know. I don't know.
The fridge in the nurse's office
Yeah, the
contains
fridge.
packs of blood for
Okay.
emergencies.
I thought they found
Probably
blood,
used one of
and I
those.
remember someone said they're not a vampire. I think that was me, I don't know.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi? So, well, it wasn't Taka himself, it was Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
Yes.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Yes.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
So he killed Taka.
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The paper? The thing that, was it the piece of paper? Hold up. That? No?
Shoot!
Are you kidding me right now? The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. Or what? Was it? Let's see. So it wasn't that. The note Hifumi. This.
I got
Okay.
it!
Sorry.
You're talking about the note
basically the
Hifumi
same
had
thing.
hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his
Pants.
pants?
Yes.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now.
Right.
Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
Yeah.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little
Because
different.
yours had a different
In my
time.
note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Yep, the time's different.
Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
Right.
It's not the same?
No.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hifumi.
Over here! Objection! Objection!
What?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Ugh! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Yeah, Jinsei Jai is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me. So yeah, let's move on. Oh, we have... Okay.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
Yeah.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
The time on the note said 6 a.m. What happened at 6 a.m.? Okay, let's see.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do
Yep.
with TikTok!
There we go.
No, it's wrong! No, there absolutely is a connection.
Oh, shit.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Yeah.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Okay, thank you.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded
Yeah, I want to know who it
monster.
is.
Telling
Yo.
people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Okay, so that's the piece of paper. Okay, so I know what it is. I know what it is. Right there.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Yes.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
That's what I want to know.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus! Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
What's that?
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Right.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth. This is a lot. Spotless hammer. Oh, the clean one. The one they used to wash with.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
Okay. So I saw
was
that.
It Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well,
She really gave
one
a-
thing seems
all
pretty
right.
clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers! And, that's about it.
Hifumi was killed in a repository, right? So if the weapons used to kill both of them were actually similar.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer? Maybe Justice Hammer?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have. How was the culprit able to move around? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Right. Sorry, I'm sorry.
What was
Okay,
used? Was
I mean-
it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit able? How did
Not bad.
nobody witness?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com.
Well, one thing seems the murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers!
Check that, there we go.
No, it's wrong.
I was scared, y'all. I was scared I was gonna, like, miss it again.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones,
Right.
small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... Spotless hammer. Again? Alright.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Can we really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act can, assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together.
Oh, come on. Bro.
Based on the rules that have been laid out, more than one, only the one who actually, assuming the rule holds
These
true,
truth bullets are
it is
really going to
simply
be a thing.
impossible.
But that only really applies. In this case, however, there were two murders.
Let's try that.
Based on
I really need to make these truth bullets really handy.
Even if more than one person, only the one who actually, assuming the rule
Now let's
holds
shoot.
true.
I'm really losing health right now, yo. What are they called? They're called something. They're not called health, but y'all know what I mean.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act. Murder.
In this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so?
No.
I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same, that was the main characteristic this time. Hiyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events but entirely separate incidents. Hiyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, in the end murdered him. And the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh wait, what? Hold up. Hold up. I don't know. It was not Hiro. It was not you. Not you. It's not Byakuya. Not her. Celeste? Hold up. Was it Celeste?
Here's my answer.
It was Celeste?
It was Celeste.
What?
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
It's Celeste.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
I'm trying to think this through, you guys. Wait. Okay, so we found her first. Okay.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting
But
with
of course
him,
she's gonna deny it, so hold up.
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Well, she went from 1 to 100 real quick. Alright.
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual, the paper hitting Hifumi's pants, the screaming. Encountering.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Byakuya.
So, as he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner
So
to
it
get
was
to work.
Celeste? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Alright.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Oh, so she was the one who... Then why don't we split up into two groups? Okay, so she wanted us to split into two groups. Okay, I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more... Okay, this is making sense now. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Oh, yeah.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Okay, Byakuya, with your detective skills.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Right.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Wow.
Each piece isn't much by itself.
Wow.
But start putting them together and the
Wow,
picture
Celeste.
gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree?
Celeste.
I have no idea what you mean.
Oh, you do.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What slip up? What are you talking about?
What?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I
she said
remember her
guys.
saying that too, but I don't understand what's so
Wait.
strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office.
Because we didn't find Taka then.
Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being
Right.
dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah,
I didn't even
see what
catch
you're talking
this.
about.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense, but what is he alluding to? Monokuma file.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying things. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Okay. Now I see. Okay. Like I said, with the whole truth bullet thing, that I should focus more on that. So, because it's going to get more useful,
All
obviously.
said
I know
was,
we're
they
there,
must
I
really
think.
enjoying the
I
sight
hope.
of us. They must be positive. We are all
It's
going
not
to
full.
die. We are going to die. Just like those guys. And that is all I
And that's all it takes. What was so strange
Let's
about Celeste's comment?
truth that. Okay, so what was strange about
All I
that
said was, they must really be
was
enjoying the
when
sight
she
of us.
said,
They must be, we are all going to die. We are going to die.
those guys.
Just like
There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Because we didn't find Taka first.
That's
we
right.
found Hifumi.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
It was me.
When she said that, none of us had told her
It's
Taka
me,
was
Celeste, and other people who found Hifumi first. But there were other people who found Taka first. But me and Celeste didn't know. Well, I didn't know that Taka died then. And obviously Celeste didn't say anything about Taka being dead, so...
Exactly. and we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
So she's the killer. She killed
Because
Hifumi.
Kyoko had also disappeared,
Well,
right?
she killed Hifumi.
So she
Hifumi
could have
killed
been
Taka.
dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
What about it?
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Has to be.
So let's put the suit on, and then
She
use
took the
camera
picture,
timer
though.
to set up the picture.
Oh, well, maybe.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one
Oh, that's
who could
right.
have possibly
That's
fit
right.
into that suit.
I forgot. I forgot.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular
Well, he was
camera
asleep.
does not have a timer.
He was asleep. So maybe she put him in there.
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging the Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. What the heck? They actually have that as an option. Hifumi and the suspect had been drinking. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Makes sense.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Oh, that should happen.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate
Alright,
you.
educate us. Educate us. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? The blueprints? Or his
In that
message?
suit after I passed out.
His
Then
message?
you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Oh, you know what?
Fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay. Alright. No. So, yeah. I know.
You dressed me up in
The
that
blueprints.
suit after I passed out.
Or is it the
Then
costume?
you just draped me across Hifumi and
It's
had
the
him
costume.
carry my weight.
You tried to make me look like...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could
Bam!
stand up
There it
straight.
is.
No, that's wrong.
You can't bend while you're in costume.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious,
still can't stand
they
up
could
like
still
that. You
stand
can't
up like
bend.
that, because that Robo Justice suit had a certain
You
characteristic.
can't bend. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it. so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh, yeah, now
Well
you're
then,
getting mad,
I
huh?
suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Okay, are you just gonna keep laughing?
Don't make me laugh,
Oh,
you idiot.
okay, or not.
What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
What, he said Yasuhiro? Tried to kill you. Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked
You probably
who had
told him to say
attacked
that.
him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
You probably told him to say that.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Is there really?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense.
Right.
You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said people's last names. He said for serious luck he gave him. People's last names?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Oh, you're sure?
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply
Who?
to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Oh.
What?
So that could be
did
our
you
last
think?
name.
You take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
I mean, but there's a reason why you didn't tell us your real name, miss. So maybe that's why you changed your name, bruh.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then
She
fill us
getting
in.
mad. She getting
What's your real
heated.
name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
What's your name now? Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. What are we doing now? E-handbook, spotless hammer. So the e-handbook has to be e-handbook. Because we did that and we
Hifumi
did
was trying to
that.
tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you?
What?
My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
She getting
How long
heated.
do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict...
Oh, shoot. Didn't mean to do that. Shoot at it. Thank you.
No, it's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that. Ow!
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up.
Okay, you're not answering the question.
Because
what?
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
She does not give up. She does not give
Fine
up.
then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Oh, closing argument. All right. So, wait, how long is this? There's 10 pages. There's 10. All right. Where should we start? Can I not move more? Oh wait. Okay, so put that there. Wait. Pretend like it's a manga era, because it is really a manga. Alright. Okay. Wait. Let me go forward more. Wait. I'm putting that there. Okay, 1 AM. We're putting that in. Okay, and they took the picture. Celeste did. And then here. Okay, so he went. And then he moved the body. I think. Oh, wait.
The killer is
Okay,
you!
let's see if this is right.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Okay, I got that right. Cool.
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit.
So let's check the picture.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Okay, cool. Got that right. I was stuck on that one.
Finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Okay.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
That was wrong. Oh, okay. So, what was... Okay, so maybe... Let's see. So it was number 4. Hammer 4. Okay. That killed him. So where is it? Was it? Wait, where were we? Okay, here. Okay, so it was 4 that killed him. And then 3 here.
Here's exactly what happened. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Okay, there we go. Number 4. There we go.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story.
Right.
With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
Fake blood.
He took a blood packet
Or
from
blood
the
packet, I
refrigerator
mean.
and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, wait. I see, okay. That there. And then this is here. There we go.
Here's exactly what happened.
All of these incorrect ones.
While we did that, we left Hifumi
Right.
alone. This was exactly
Yep.
what he took a blood packet
Yeah.
from the refrigerator and turned the room into
Let's see
a
if this is
crime
right.
scene.
There we go. Woo! Okay.
He let out a scream to draw us back. And when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
But it was actually Taka.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Okay, hurry it up. We know who it is. It's Celeste. Thank you. Thank you. Let's move it on. Move it on. Celeste.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
You lose. You've been caught, 4K.
Lost?
Well, not 4K, but you've been caught.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge.
Still not answering my
You're
question.
my
It's
private
you.
instructor.
It's you.
I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person.
Oh.
Once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Y'all hear the voice change though? Oh my god. Y'all hear the voice change? Alright.
Interesting.
Her faking her freaking... Alright. Okay, so it's done. It's done. Can I get an A on all of it? Can I just get an A on all of it? Oh yes, I got an A. Oh my gosh, and I messed up a lot and I still got an A. Thank you.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Her voice change is really like...
It
I'm not
is
used to
indeed
it.
the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be?
Let's see. Well, yeah, they're all gonna vote for her. There we go. She is the culprit. She killed Hifumi. And Hifumi killed Taka. Wow. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. Knew it. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taeko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost, well that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan, but how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty lying. My specialty, don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by my name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about? Nothing.
Just a second.
Monica. Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other
Then you're the
words,
one that stole it. Oh, she is. That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here? I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What? Are you okay with
It was
this?
Taka. He stole it. That's why he killed Taka. Huh. And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for digital camera. I'd taken Noma to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
Please forgive me. He threatened me. He came to my room last night, unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say he abused me.
What?
The lies. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go. I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him. Alright.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape, you don't mean... Taka is going to try to kill you.
Indeed.
And also, he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? I have to save her.
Actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. Huh? I have to devise a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And within that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So why did you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. I mean... I don't want to be rude, but it's true. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. I feel bad for saying that, but you know, if Hero's not stupid, then what is he? I mean, life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded and was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to it, Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believes the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
So
you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a nonsense issue. I simply did everything in my power to my... Ugh, ow.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like a Byakuya.
I
Now he
wonder
derives
about
his
that.
pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
what the
Was
heck?
it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You
Obviously that
little
was a lie.
bitch.
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh? Because I had a dream. Oh. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler / bodyguards. So people were her slave. What? I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly authentic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Oh my god. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma $10 million would have made that dream a reality, of course. I got right to the edge, but
There is
unfortunately
nothing
my
to be
dream
done.
has been scattered to the wind. So I don't have any regrets. Is it pursued or persuade? I don't know. My dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh.
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I felt nothing.
Chill!
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black end disturbed the peace and must pay the price. Now then, I prepared a very
special punishment.
for her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Here we go with the execution.
Guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this.
What? Oh, a key?
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
A key. Alright. Okay, just so you know, guys, I'm gonna cut a lot out. I'm either gonna cut a lot out of this execution, or I'm not gonna show you at all. Because of copyright reasons. But let's see. Okay. The burning of the... Oh. They're gonna burn her like she's a witch. And we have music in the background. And she's liking it. It's gonna hit her. It's gonna hit her. Like the fire wasn't enough. They just hit her with the fire truck too. Oh, she dead. She was hit with the fire truck. Not only she was burned to death like a witch, they hit her with the truck as if the fire wasn't enough to kill her. That's really extra to me. Oh my god, it's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her as a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world and so more people had to die? You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you
Jeez,
gonna
and here
do?
I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not, and it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me like that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's that deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So
I'll answer
then-
your question if you answer mine.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to me? What?
Ooh.
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Oh?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh geez. Oh man, oh geez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What do you mean? Kyoko! What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I get out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Oh my god. Alright. Okay, guys, I am gonna stop it right there. So, finally know who the killer is, and it is Celeste. Oh, that was quite an episode. So, there's really not much of us left. So we could be getting kind of close to an end. I'm not sure. Not sure. But, and then we figured out that Kyoko thinks that Monokuma did something to her body. So I'm actually curious to know about that for next episode. So stay tuned for next episode. If you guys enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with this pretty soon again. Next episode's coming pretty soon. And make sure you guys have a great day today. Bye!